Street food in prison. What does it mean? How do you even get it? You know, some may argue this, but one of the biggest flexes you could have in prison is getting street food up in there. You ever walk by a guy's bunk and couldn't help to notice because you smell it and then see it? A dude eating a cheeseburger from McDonald's? A lot of questions going to go through your mind right then and there. How did you get it? Who did you tell on? Those sort of things for sure. I never personally had street food when I was in prison. Closest I ever came to it was vending machine food out of the visitation because they've got vending machines in there, or getting something smuggled back between the booty cheeks of a guy that works in the kitchen from the staff dining. You ever had you a sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich in prison that was smuggled back between the booty cheeks of some grown man who's in there with you? Sorry to paint that picture for you. Anyways, I share all of that with you because we're getting ready to look at a video today where a dude is flexing with the street food in prison, folks. Let's take a look at what we got right here. It says when you get Uber Eats in prison. Let's look at Buddy right here. Up in prison, popping off at the mouth, maybe singing right there. What you got, the 5 for $5? We got the Little Caesars pizza, Steve. Stop that right there. Thank you. Check out Buddy with the Little Caesars pizza up in prison, in his cell. Wonder if he has a cellmate. Is he sharing? You know how the saying goes, sharing is caring, right? You're missing a slice right there, stick man. Was that what you had to pay the mule to get that pizza up in there? Look, in cases like this, it's easy to assume that you probably got you a mean connection with some form of staff, whether that be a guard or somebody else. I'm not necessarily sure if you can get Little Caesars pizza in prison these days. I wouldn't put it past prisoners being able to order this maybe once a month, a week, something like that. You know, we used to laugh and joke when I was serving time about signing up for the pizza party. Hey, go ask the guard for a ticket so you can write you a request to sign up for the pizza party. That was a little prank that we used to play on the new guys. This dude's doing that shit for real, having the pizza party. You know, sometimes you can get pizza or special accommodations if you've got the cleanest cell. I've heard of things like that. He looks young. This could be a juvenile facility. Imagine if he does have a cellie and he's not sharing, though. Could you imagine having to smell that? You'd probably be ready to stab this dude behind that. Look at this flex. You know, one of the comments that I read on this was, Little Caesars is not a flex, not even in prison. I don't know. I think Little Caesars is pretty good, even though I've got a bit of a complex with them, considering that was one of the jobs that I worked when I came home from prison, and my manager was 17 years old telling me I had to go home and shave. But nonetheless, look, Buddy's trying to make that joint, get the smells out there to you. He's just fanning that shit. Look at that. Look at that shit-eating grin right there on his. Oh, my God. Now you got a Subway footlong? Who is your cellie? Jared from Subway? Man, tell me you got you a meatball marinara sub. My God, that sounds delicious at 8 o'clock in the morning when I'm filming this video. When you get Uber Eats in prison, are they really doing that? First the Little Caesars, now we got the Subway footlong. Yo, what do you got? The ranch chicken? The roasted ranch chicken sub right here? Show me what you're working with. You got the condiments right there too. What is that? Is that a tuna fish? Oh no, stick man. I know you ain't got you no cold cut sub up in prison. Man, you get enough of that sweat meat on the tray, stick man. What in the world? But you do got them fresh veggies right there. You might have got, look at that. You got the pickles, the tomatoes, the onions, that fresh lettuce right there. Yeah, I mean, hey, maybe that's what he wanted. Maybe y'all don't get no veggies where you're locked up at. Damn, Buddy got the footlong up in prison. So, real quick, I just got to say this. If this isn't some kind of a perk for being on the honor roll in prison, cleanest cell, exemplary, good behavior, exceptionally good behavior, telling on somebody. If this isn't a perk from something like that, and this is something that is getting smuggled into you via a guard, I mean, you tricking the whole game up showing this shit in a TikTok video. Why are you trying to blow the spot up, dude? If you got you somebody smuggling this type of stuff into prison for you, what you eating now? Why would you put this on a video for TikTok? Buddy got the Wendy's up in there. What you eating, man? Probably talk about how delicious that is. You don't get no chicken nuggets when you serving time. That ain't coming on no tray. Yeah, man, dude got the chicken nuggets and the fries. Probably had him a Wendy's Big Dave special also. Yeah, man. You got you a mean connect from the outside. Is somebody throwing that over the fence to you? Are they suitcasing that into you? That would be a mighty large carry-on to get that up in there to you, literally. You eating all that, you eating that good, but your shorts got that big ass hole in them. And I'm not knocking that because you never throw away nothing in prison. I mean, that might actually be a style. You know, some stylized gym shorts right there. You see these people walking around with holes in their jeans now, but I know from serving time that them gym shorts have been passed around for decades. Oh my God, look at Buddy right here, man. We got the freaking Popeyes. You got the drumstick on the bone. Save that bone. Prisoners can actually smoke out of that. I've seen dudes smoke crack out of a chicken bone in jail before. Wildest shit I ever saw in my life. Buddy got him a 3-piece combo. Looked like he got, matter of fact, that ain't even no 3-piece combo. He got him the family meal deal right there. That's like a 8-piece with the fries, got the biscuits. I see some gravy back there too. You probably got the mashed potatoes and gravy or the red beans and rice. Somebody is probably in federal custody in exchange for this meal right here. This wild. I would hope that whoever's filming this for you is at least getting a little piece of the pie. But again, I just got to throw this out here. Imagine him having a cell partner that he doesn't really rock with like that, who's not only watching him eat this well, he's eating like a king. He's eating like a true boss in prison. Is he the leader of the pack? The gang leader? Up in there? It might be. Maybe it's got something to do with that, how he's getting this type of food. But yeah, imagine being that cell partner, not getting nothing but some smells and some hunger pains from that. Hey, can I get a French fry at least? Nah, buddy. Hey, ain't nothing down here for you. All of this reminds me of when I was in the jail waiting to go to prison, and this young guy that I was locked up with, oh man, what was his name? I think I remember it, but I'm not going to put it out there. He actually, interestingly enough, used to rock with AfterPrisonShow. That was years ago. I don't know what happened, if he still does, if he's still free, if he got locked back up again. I don't know anything in relation to what happened to this guy, but I'll never forget this dude for as long as I live. Young white dude. He was locked up for breaking into pawn shops with his little gang buddies and stealing guns. And this dude had like 20 plus gun charges. And you want to talk about a dude they were going to put underneath of the jail? At first, when he was in there, he was solid, at least for the first couple of weeks. But then it probably started to dawn on this guy that he was facing an ass load of time. So the next thing I knew, he left the pod one day, came back saying that he had a lawyer's visit. But then that started to happen a lot more frequently, and then it was pretty easy to know that he was out there talking with detectives and cooperating and telling on people, trying to help himself in any way that he could. It wouldn't be too much longer that I would continue to deal with this guy because of that. And it was crazy too, because he would ask me to watch his commissary when he was going out there to tell. Of course, he was paying me to do so, so I wasn't going to argue with that. And everybody in this jail was snitching as well, so it wasn't like I was shocked about what this dude was doing, but I certainly couldn't respect it. But not a whole hell of a lot that I was going to do because, again, everybody was snitching, and I was one of a few, very few anomalies to that particular thing. But I'll never forget this one time he comes back from talking to the detectives, And it probably was when I first confronted him about this, saying, dude, you ain't going to talk to no lawyer. You going out there talking to the people. I know you are. You're coming back smelling like cigarettes. And he looked at me and he said, man, I ate Chick-fil-A for lunch. I got to talk to my girlfriend too. And I just sat there and shook my head and thought, buddy's out there telling on people. Probably going to be the reason why somebody or a few people end up going to prison and getting caught. All for some Chick-fil-A. One other thing to mention about that dude, maybe it was karma, but I'll never forget this neither. He ended up getting in a fight with my cellie. My cellie had the worst smelling breath. He had these gold fronts. I did a tattoo on his neck that said VA. His breath smelled like straight shit. I think those fronts were permanent, and his teeth were rotting, and the gingivitis was setting in underneath of those fronts. But this little white dude who was telling was joking with my cellie one day about, just any and everything. And then he had made a comment about my cellie's breath. And again, at first, they were just laughing and joking with each other. But like what they say, you shouldn't do that while you're serving time because that can lead to problems. And in this particular case, it did. But he said something about my cellie's breath, saying that shit smelt like somebody had some shit kickers on their feet and they were stomping on his tongue. And my cellie came running up out of the cell, met Buddy down there in the day room. They got to fighting right there, both of them swinging. And by the time it was all said and done, they both got up. The guards came in there to break it up. And somebody said, yo, what is that on the floor right there? What is that? And folks, it was a doo-doo log. Dude who was snitching literally got the shit beat out of him. And at first, both of them are denying, yo, it ain't mine. Like, I don't even know. And then you seen another one and then another one fall out of dude's pants leg. There weren't no denying it then. Pretty crazy to think. Let's get back to this video. See what else this dude's eating in prison, living high on the hog. Again, I ask you, do you think this guy's sharing? Somebody's getting some of that. I wonder if that would lead to problems for you. Like somebody knows that you're getting that. Look at that. Got that biscuit right there. That ain't one of them prison hockey pucks neither. That joint is moist. If somebody knew that you were getting that type of food in and you're flexing with it, making TikTok videos with it, could they come in there? They should come in there and try to take that shit from you. If you seen a dude like this eating that good in prison, would you go try to get you some of that? I don't know that I would. But if he had to connect, I'd be trying to figure out how I could get me some too. Look at all that chicken right there. Fried chicken at that. Dudes will stab you in prison for some fried chicken. And I guess that was it because we're back singing about the Little Caesars. Yeah, man. I am very curious to know where that one slice of pizza went. Maybe he ate it in haste too quickly and then realized after the fact, man, we could be making TikToks about this. Ironically, a video like this that I find absolutely interesting didn't really get no play at all. This thing's only got 200 likes and 15 comments. I don't even know how many views it has on it, but it doesn't seem like it's got all that damn many. Some of the comments on here, and again, there's not very many comments on here. Somebody asked how, and someone responded to that saying, at some prisons, inmates are able to order takeout once a month. And if that's the case, well, this ain't all that crazy to me after all. Where was this type of shit when I was serving time? I'd have liked me some Popeyes. Again, when I was serving time back in the day when you had to walk 5 miles uphill in the sleet, snow, and rain to get to prison, only time you was getting food like this is if you was telling on somebody. And when I see a video like that, with a dude eating that well up in prison, that's the first thing that goes through my mind. But again, I'm old. I've been out the loop for a long time, clearly. And a whole lot of things have obviously changed since I was on the inside. Crazy to think. Folks, I hope this was a video you guys enjoyed. If it was, please leave a like and a comment letting me know exactly what you thought about this. And as always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world. Never take a moment for granted and make the most of every day.